Good morning, readers, and welcome to Thursday's reading workshop. We've come to the end. This is our last chapter today of Amber Brown is Not a Crayon. And sometimes when a book ends, we can get a little bit sad, but Amber Brown is a series, so all we have to do is find another Amber Brown book. And I've posted some websites on our page where you can read any book you want to. Find another Amber Brown book, and there's your old friend again. Well, let's start today's last chapter. And as we're reading, we'll think about the ways in which Amber acts like what we know about her, that she has the traits that she's always had, or does she change in some way? Sometimes when characters solve their problems, they wind up changing in some way. So let's think about that as we read. Chapter 9. Today, Mr. Cohen's class is going to have a pizza party. That's the good news. The bad news is that it's a going away party for my ex-friend, Justin Daniels, and we still haven't spoken to each other. I've been waiting for him to say I'm sorry. I don't know what he's been waiting for. So we've been sitting in class right next to each other without saying a word. Well, hardly a word. I confess, once I did say, "Hey, dirtbag, would you please pass the eraser?" And he said, "Crayon brain, get your own eraser." It hurts a lot, but I'm not going to give in on this one. Justin is so stubborn. Now that line made me laugh because she's describing how she's being stubborn. She's not going to budge. And then she's calling Justin stubborn. Well, the truth is they're both stubborn. And I added that for both of them. Stubborn means when you just won't give in at all. You want things to be a certain way and you're not going to give an inch. So they're both stubborn. But she thinks only of Justin as being stubborn. Today, the class returned from our trip to China. Next, we'll be going to Australia. I can't wait. Justin, however, won't be going. He'll be going to Alabama for real. I wish Alabama was a real person so I could tell him how much I hate him. As Brandy Colwyn walks by our desks, I call out, "Hey, Brandy, don't forget, we're going to sit next to each other when we go to Australia." You think she says that to get Justin jealous? Maybe. Then Justin turns to Hannah and says, "I'll be sure to send you some postcards from Alabama." So they're both doing the same thing, trying to make each other jealous. They're very, very similar in some ways. I yawn, a big yawn, right in his face, to show I don't care. That's what Amber does a lot. She doesn't like to act like she's hurt when she's hurt. And then I pretend to scrunch up over my worksheet so that he can't see I'm very close to crying. Mr. Cohen flicks the lights on and off. The pizza will be here in 5 minutes. Extra cheese, mushrooms, the works. I pick up my head and look over at Justin. He doesn't look any happier than I feel. I make a decision and I call out, "Tell the guy to hold the anchovies," and then look right at Justin, pretending to be holding wiggly anchovies. He starts to laugh. Why did she do that? Why did she make a joke to him? It's a joke they've made before. Think about that for a second. What does that say about her? So she's really stubborn, and she really doesn't like to budge at all. But is she beginning to change a little bit? Yep. She's beginning to be a little less stubborn. She's showing Justin that she cares a lot and that she still wants to be his friend, even though he hasn't been acting very friendly to her. So I would say she's getting a little less stubborn, isn't she? He pretends to grab it. "Let's go stand in the hall for a minute," Justin says, picking up his knapsack. Justin's changing a little bit too, right? We both walk over to Mr. Cohen and ask to go out in the hall for a few minutes. "Sure." He motions to the door. As we walk out, I think I hear Mr. Cohen say, "Finally." Once we get there, we just stand quietly for a few minutes. Then we both say, "I'm sorry," at the same time and link pinky. So they're definitely both beginning to be more open to each other, beginning to talk about feelings together, beginning to be less stubborn. So I'm seeing some change here. "I don't want you to go." I start to cry just a little bit. Justin takes a deep breath and says, "I don't want to go either. You think this is easy? My new school is so big. I don't know anyone there. What if I forget my locker combination? And all the kids there already know each other. My parents say I have to be brave to be a good example for Danny, that it will be fun. But I know my mom is nervous about moving too. I heard her talking to your mom, and it's too late to join a little league team, and everyone there thinks I talk funny, and I have to learn to say y'all and ma'am and I said, and Justin turns red. And I'm going to miss you. Well, what did Justin just do that he doesn't usually do? He talked about feelings. Remember, Amber's the one that wants to talk about things. He really doesn't. So he showed some change there. Right? He showed that he's able to talk about feelings when it's important enough now. I smile for what seems like the first time in years. We stand for a few minutes, and then I say, why didn't you tell me that sooner? Because you stopped talking to me, he said. Well, you wouldn't talk to me, I defend myself. Not about the important stuff. It's hard. He looks down at his untied shoelaces. I say, I want you to stay. Justin looks up. Me too, but I can't. My parents are making me go. They say you and your mom could visit this summer. This summer? I better start practicing y'all and ma'am. Justin pulls something out of his knapsack. It's a badly wrapped present. I open the package. It's a tissue box. Inside the tissue box is the chewing gum ball. Thanks. It's the best present ever, I say. Why did you say that? Why is that chewing gum ball the best present ever? Because remember, he was going to throw it out, and she thought that meant he didn't care. But he saved it, and so she knows he really does care. Knowing that I will save it for the rest of my life. The pizza guy arrives with 10 pizzas. My stomach smells the extra cheese. Mr. Cohen comes out. You two better get inside before everyone eats up all of this pizza. It's your party, Justin. As we walk inside, I think about how it will be when Justin and I grow up, and he doesn't have to move just because his parents move. Maybe someday we can open our own company. I'll be president one week and he'll be president the next. We'll sell jars of icing and boxes of cookies. Maybe someday we'll travel around the world, trying out new flavors of chewing gum. And the chewing gum ball will get so big that we'll build a house for it. Until then, maybe I can save some of my allowance each week and call Justin once in a while. He can do the same. I think I'm going to learn his new phone number by heart. Whenever I think about third grade, I'm going to think about Justin, and I bet he's always going to think about me. So what are some ways that Amber changed? Let's think about it. At the beginning of the book, we said she was messy. I don't see any reason to believe that's changed. I don't hear any evidence that she's not messy anymore. We also said that she's not very patient. She's kind of stubborn. She wants things when she wants it, and she doesn't like to budge at all. And if people don't do what she wants them to do, she just feels like ripping something out of their hair. Has she changed at the end? I think so. She makes the first move to being friends again with Justin, which is showing a lot of patience, and it's showing that she is moving, that she is willing to compromise. So I think because she knew that she didn't want to lose this friendship with Justin forever, I think Amber changed. She's no longer so impatient. She's much more patient, and she's not as stubborn at the end. So I'm going to post a link for the book Amber Brown is Not a Crayon at the bottom of this page. And I want you to flip through it. And here's what I want you to do for today's assignment. I want you to pick a secondary character from Amber Brown is Not a Crayon. We've talked a lot about Amber and what she's like. I want you to pick another character. It could be Justin, it could be Hannah, it could be Mr. Cohen, it could be Justin's mother or Amber's mother. Pick a secondary character, and I want you to say 2 character traits that they have. And then how do you know in the book that they have those secondary character traits? What did they do or say or think that told you that that's what they were like? So you're going to pick a secondary character, not Amber Brown today, and you're going to write about what they are like and how you know it. All right, see you later for writing.